I'm Pat Anderson with JanAire. We're here at Bob Schindler's place at the North Road Dairy on a cold January 31st. I think the overnight low was 33 below last night, and we're in the teens below right now in mid-afternoon. We checked the temp in a couple spots in here, about 35 inside. They're operating about 70% full. But Bob's had JanAire on different barns around his farm for years and operated with them full and partially full.
Started in '06 with our first building. 2010 we built the other half of the one we're standing on. This in here now is 600 feet. We have calf sheds with JanAires on. Holding area's everything's got JanAires on, except the only building that's original on here, and that's just an old freestall barn. Otherwise, they're beautiful. I wouldn't have nothing else in this kind of weather. We're not worrying about freezing up in the barn. That's about it.
That's the main difference between these curtains and something else that doesn't seal up as tight, is being able to maintain that temperature. And you're about a 50-degree temperature difference from outside.
You know, it's the only curtain I'd have, and yeah, I do have experience with them from '06 till now. It's a little more of a struggle because we put this addition on and we're not at capacity yet. It's a little harder to control. You gotta, play with the thermostats a little bit because there isn't a lot of heat in here, but plenty of heat. But when we were 50 below, I can't imagine having a canvas side curtain and then shred it up like you see around the countryside.
So how often are you replacing these curtains, would you say?
The first ones we had in '06, I think it was 10 or 11, the south-facing curtain on the holding area we replaced. Otherwise, in the old facility, if we replaced them all once, I think there's a couple curtains left that we didn't replace, but that's the minimal part. The price is not outrageous, easy to replace. What they do is worth every penny of replacing them, even if a guy had to do it 8 years. Well worth it.
The 3 guys, a half hour for a run, would you say?
Oh yeah.
And that's guys that aren't doing it every day. It's
right. 3 of us farmers that
do it once every 5, 6.
Pretty common knowledge. You cut the circle out when you get it. Yeah, one guy in the middle, one guy on each end. Well, you manhandle the old one out because he's to go to the dumpster, but to put the other one in, new one in, you're just stringing along, and yeah, very not labor intense. That's for sure. Not an issue.
You guys like to run them up once in September, or
we start first part of September, run them all up, because yeah, they say you got a mouse or a cow gets at it during the summer, chews on it, all kinds of different things. You patch them in nice weather so that when the cold weather hits, you're not trying to get tape or something to stick to a frozen bag. That's not going to work. Early is good. Make sure you do your maintenance in the fall of the year.
And for maintenance on these, the only thing you're really worrying about is holes in the bags.
That's the only
the fans.
The fans, but I'd have one fan on hand. I think we've replaced one fan out of all the fans we got. And if you want to count them, we've got a number of them.
Yep. Good idea to have one because they are a critical item, but they're...
Even if you get them overnight, if you 50 below and one don't,
yeah.
That's kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
But those are the only 2 wear items that you really have to worry about with the maintenance.
Yeah.
Now we've got, even though it's 15 below or something outside, this section is opening up.
Calling for air, or
The ridge is starting to thaw out and move some air. You want to shoot that a little bit. And that'll be closing up shortly. So we're here at Bob Schindler's North Road Dairy, just outside of Colfax, Wisconsin. Just want to take a shot of the outside of the barn to show you what the curtain looks like. This is a 12-foot Econo frame galvanized JanAire curtain. So the Econo frame means that there's no top gutter. You can see there we have what we call J-guides on the top, and that system operates well when you have a nice overhang like he has here. If you don't have enough overhang, then the gutter is required on the top of the system as well, which would be our standard frame. So the bottom two curtains are Polyvent 2, and they're operated basically just on or off. They're off in the summer and closed in the winter. And the top curtain is a Polyvent 3, and that is the one that's opening and closing, depending on what the thermostat's calling for inside the barn. Right now I think he's got the thermostat set at about 35 degrees, and they're opening sporadically. Maybe, well, we've been here every half hour, 15 minutes, something like that.